91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Genesis off Jorma's first solo album, Qua, released in 1974. Now, let's get the gentleman on the phone on air. Jorma, you're with me?
I am with you.
I love that. That's a wonderful thing. Thank you. I'd like to always, as I love to do a brief introduction, if I may. And
Rock on.
all right, let's do it. So I'll start off by saying one of the most highly respected interpreters of American roots music, blues and Americana, Jorma Kaukonen is recognized as one of the leading practitioners and teachers of fingerstyle guitar. Rolling Stone calls him one of the top 100 guitarists of all time. Jorma is a founding member of two legendary bands, Jefferson Airplane, who was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996, and they also received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2016. Hot Tuna formed in 1969 and continues to tour with an upcoming acoustic tour this summer with a stop in the Hudson Valley at Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams' July Jam Festival on July 20th in Accord. Jorma will be doing an acoustic solo tour with stops in our area from April 7th through 9th at City Winery in New York City, April 11th at Ridgefield Playhouse in Connecticut, and April 13th at Levon Helm Studios in Woodstock. It is always one of my greatest musical honors to extend to you a warm welcome back to LocalMotion, Jorma Kaukonen.
Thanks, Rita. Boy, what an introduction.
Yeah, well, you deserve that, man. You deserve so much more, but that's what I came up with for today. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Looks like you've been doing lots of stuff. You guys out there, talk to me about River of Time Boutique. It looks really cool. Vanessa's new store.
Well, Nessa's always up to something, holding her back. And I guess a year or so ago, she was just saying, "I'm just not going to start projects," but that was obviously nonsense because now she's got the River of Time Boutique on Washington Street in Athens, a small town where we live. And interestingly enough, right next door is the Donkey Coffee Shop where our daughter is a barista.
Oh, my gosh.
I can get a free cup of coffee.
Oh, my gosh. It doesn't get better for you than that, does it?
Not much.
Not much. Oh, man. But the boutique really looks nice, like quality products. And, I mean, a lot of your stuff, of course, and Airplane, but just general, just all kinds of great, beautiful things in there.
Got a lot of really neat stuff. I mean, if a male person asks me, what kind of stuff does your wife sell? And he happens to have a significant other, I will say she sells stuff that your significant other has to have. And she has all kinds. I mean, aside from that, just that tongue-in-cheek stuff, she's got great stuff. We also have a gallery. She has a gallery there. We have a great Slick exhibit up there.
Awesome.
And then we have a little performance piece, and me and my buddies have a free concert there from time to time.
Oh, I saw that. And you played with your daughter, Izzy, there too, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did indeed. And yes, she wrote an original song for the day.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. See, social media allows us to stay in touch with stuff that people do. So, it's pretty cool.
Other people do that for me, so I'm not that guy, but I do appreciate it. And needless to say, that Vanessa and Izzy are both all over that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Really cool. You also, from what I understand, have a new album coming out on 4/20, Record Store Day.
Oh, yeah, 4/20. Yeah. So my buddy John Hurlbut and I, we've already done two albums. We did River of Time Part 1 and Part 2 that we started during the pandemic. And we have another one coming out on 4/20, which I swear was a coincidence. And it's going to be called Another Lifetime.
Nice. And that's coming out on vinyl also.
Yeah, actually, we're putting Culture Factory is a French company that has been doing stuff for us, and they do limited edition, very high quality vinyl stuff. So I think there's only going to be like 3,000 pressings, but it's all 180 grain, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, cool. That's great. So one more lifetime, April 20th. That's something nice to look out for. And that, of course, is
That's
records.
a line from a Peter Rowan song called Angel Island.
Nice. And that's record store day. So go support your local record stores, people.
Absolutely. And it's really funny because I don't know. Within the last year and a half, I put together a moderately modern hi-fi, and so I've been listening to my old vinyl and buying new vinyl. I got to say, there's a lot of ways to listen to music. Vinyl is really neat.
Yep. Yep. It feels real. It feels like the authentic way that one should listen to music.
Exactly. You need the liner notes.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm like one of the only people I know that does a radio show that doesn't use any streaming platforms. I just refuse to do that stuff. I want to see where the stuff was recorded, the artists on the album, and where it was recorded. It's just so much nicer. And yeah,
Yeah,
no,
because you're doing real radio and have been for a long time. For example, I think the only quote unquote live radio in Athens where we live is probably WOUV, which is a public radio station.
yeah,
But all the music stations are now formatted out of Columbus and everything's pre-recorded.
yeah. Not here, not here. That's the beautiful of
No,
free form radio, man. It's old school. You play what you want, and no advertising, and it's just a beautiful thing. So,
it's awesome. Totally awesome.
yeah, no, it really, really is. The other thing I noticed is you were at our friend Rich Pagano's event at City Winery on January
Wow.
28th. And that must have been a really powerful event. I host Rich on my show. He's my first guest of the year, the past 2 years, because we talk about this event. What was that like for you?
And that was so exciting for me to be invited to that on a lot of, as a guy that's in recovery themed, the benefit, of course, is at the head of my list. The other things that are so cool about this is I got to hang out with guys like Bird and Steve Conti, and I just saw just all sorts of people whose names I know but that I've never met. I mean, if you saw the roster,
Yes.
my memory is porous. There were dozens of really exciting people. Backstage had so unlike, quote, a gig. We're playing and singing together in the halls and rooms. It was awesome.
Oh,
And of course, they're named after Nick's son, of course.
yes, Nick Pagano. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a really beautiful thing that Rich does, and I give him and Karen, his wife, all the credit for doing something like this, and they're such advocates for this organization.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, go on and on about that, but I just had such a good time. And, we're lucky we get to play live music for people, and how good does it have to get? And the answer is, in a situation surrounded by friendly musicians, where it's not about your show, where you can just play. We are reminded why we started to do this in the first place, because we love to play.
Right. Yeah, and I saw pictures with you and our friend Jimmy Vivino, who is the best. Oh, did I lose you, Jorma?
I'm here. You got me.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I saw a picture of you and Jimmy Vivino and our friend John Sebastian.
Was there? I'm trying. My mind is gone, but got a great Teresa Williams.
Oh,
Will come to me there. You probably know who sung White Rabbit, and I got to play that with her. Awesome.
oh man, amazing. Just amazing. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. It looked like a lot of fun, that's for sure. I'm lucky enough to host John Sebastian here on the show in 2 weeks, and I think I'm going to mention.
Please get
Oh
a
yeah.
nice guy.
Yeah, he is a nice guy, and boy, he's like you, got so many great stories to tell, and man, oh man. Yeah. Did you know him when you lived in Woodstock?
It depends on what you mean by no. I mean, we have over the years. See, I got to know him better, and we had it at the Fort Peace Ranch a couple times. We got to hang out and talk. I mean, Woodstock, as you know, is an incestuously small music community, so you kind of know everybody.
Yeah.
But we weren't motorcycle rides together, but we're friends.
Right, right. Yeah. No. He's. We still have a great area up here, and we're really psyched to have you back up here pretty soon too. But before I talk about that, I always look at your blog and I follow you on there just to see what's going up. Congratulations to your son, also graduated George Mason University.
He's a fine young man. He really is. He's a good kid, and he tells me, I don't know if this is most important, but it's important. We love his girlfriend too. She's just awesome. They're a great couple. But moving on from that, he calls me almost every day, and I always say, "You're calling me just to make sure I'm still alive."
Oh, oh, that's really special. That's really great that you guys have that nice bond together. And you also celebrated a big wedding anniversary in December with your beautiful bride. 35 years, man. Congratulations, you two.
The woman's a saint, obviously.
Yes, yeah, no, I mean, 35 years. That's just incredible. And yeah,
Incredible.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Are you working on another book yet, Yorma?
You should mention it. The answer is, to be completely honest, really, because I know what that means. But thinking about it, and I've been taking notes.
Mm-hmm.
Cut down. Writing a book is easy. There's two kinds of people: people that talk about it and people that do it. And at this moment, talking about it, but I've opened a folder on the desktop of my computer. The title of the folder is simpler than I thought after a song that I wrote. Sure, that's going to be the title of the book, but I am compiling notes, and we'll see where that goes.
Nice. That would be great. Your last book was just really couldn't put it down. It was just such a read that, you put it down. It's like, oh, I got to do something now, but couldn't wait to get back to it. It's been so long, your book, which I think is still available on your website and all of that in case any of your fans haven't read that. It's a really great book and just so raw and so honest and just really well done. That's why I hope you do another one.
Thinking about it, nose with a grindstone, and do have to say also, I wrote that myself. There's no co-writer on that. But when you're dealing with professional publishers and stuff, they have editors that work with you. And my book is better. The quality advice I got from the editors.
Mm-hmm.
The experience involved. I'll tell you what, those guys are really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really cool. Before we talk about some of the shows that you have coming up, I think I had read on one of your blogs, and we've talked about Airplane and, you growing up in D.C. and going out to California, and then, you saying, Jack, come on out, and, the start of Airplane and all of that amazing history, and your first night at a hootenanny, you met like Janis Joplin or something. I mean, just insane amount of like great history and being there at the right time. What we never talked about are your memories of the Chelsea Hotel in New York City.
I have talked about this a little, but I don't think you and I ever have. So, went on the road to New York City. We were still traveling, etc. Guys that I had met, like Mike Bloomfield and a lot of those blues musicians, stay at the Albert Hotel. Albert Hotel. And at this time, a lot of time couch surfing because we really didn't have money for hotels most of the time. Guy was used to like a 4-star hotel. And I don't mean any disrespect to the Albert Hotel. It was a little bit funky for me at the time. Over the Chelsea Hotel, it was just, the way to put it was just so much fun. They had that Spanish restaurant down below, the El Quixote, lobster catalana. It's the first time I ever had that. What a dish. Anyway, kinds of like eccentric people that either lived in the hotel full time or were staying there. It was a blast.
I
Say, weighted sash windows, and if there's an air conditioner, it's a window air conditioner. But we're in our 20s.
right, right. You met Salvatore Dali there and Andy Warhol.
I was actually at a party.
Oh man, at
Back
the
in,
hotel.
I honestly don't remember. There's a lot of reasons.
Understood, understood. I don't know if you know, but Patti Smith also obviously spent some time at the Chelsea Hotel, and one of her books, because she's also an amazing author, writer, she mentioned meeting she was just getting started. She like nobody knew her name, and you guys, Airplane was at the hotel, and she like I don't know tried to talk to you guys or something. It was, I guess it's all a small world from back then, and but she lived there for a while, and it just must have been quite a place to see people and to stay.
Unpleasant. If I was and I run into her, I'll give her an apology. Yeah, the hotel was just full of musicians and artists. Blast.
Right, right, yeah, yeah. No, good stuff, good stuff. And Yorma, you gone fishing, have you?
We have fishing, or we're going fishing, or have we gone fishing? I can't remember. Sort of like we put the electric to rest for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be playing with other people. We've got some plans involving my usual suspects. Obviously, Justin. Obviously, Steve Burnson. Obviously, and we don't know when and how this is going to happen. But Jack and I are going to focus on the Beck's acoustic roots kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to possible, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's exciting stuff.
It is exciting stuff. And boy, this past fall, you guys just kicked butt. I saw you in Kingston. And of course, Uncle Willie come backstage. That's always a great night to see you two legends back together, you and Uncle Willie.
We're doing that Larry and Teresa show or festival, whatever they call it. You mentioned it on air earlier.
Yes, the July Jam.
He called me day before yesterday, and he goes, he says, this, but if I wanted you to play some electric guitar at a jam, I go, Lair, my electric guitar is touring with the band.
Aw. Yeah.
Bringing my electric.
Yay. Yay. Yeah, that's going to be a fun jam. This is the first ever Larry and Teresa July Jam. It's going to be on July 20th, folks. It's in Accord, New York. And it's at Arrowwood Farms. It's just a really beautiful place, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And it's a one-day festival, the first time that they're doing this. And you guys, Hot Tuna Acoustic, are a big part of this. And it's going to be one heck of a night, one heck of a day. It's a full day thing. I'm just trying to look up all the guests that are going to be there, and it's pretty impressive. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Have you been to Accord?
Yeah, I used to live up your way. What's it near? What's it near? I'm gonna
Like Stone Ridge, High Falls. It's in Ulster County, but it's like really farmlands. There's like not south of New Paltz. Yeah, but it's really cool, and there's they're going to have a whole bunch of people there. That's going to be on Saturday, July 20th. I'm just looking up right now. I should have had the thing downloaded, and they are doing. You guys are at the top there. There you go. Jackie Green, the Secret Sister, Connor Kennedy, your friend Cindy Cashdollar will be there. Jim Weeder, Brian Mitchell, and of course Larry and Teresa as well. So that's going to be fun. Tickets available for that now. But first, you have some stuff coming up, Jorma, some solo acoustic shows. I know your first shows are in New York City at City Winery, starting in just a few weeks, April 7th through 9th at City Winery. Looking forward to having you back in the hood.
I've said this many times. New York area, not just the area, but the whole sort of New York, whatever three states you want to link together. It's just been home for me for more than half a lifetime, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's just like coming home when I come to visit you guys. You know, it's just awesome. You know, I always look forward to it. I don't care what the weather's like. It can be winter, it can be summer. It doesn't matter. I look forward to visiting you guys.
Yeah, and we do too. And it feels like you're part of our community still, even though you haven't lived in the Hudson Valley in decades. It's still like, oh, Yorma's coming back home, So we welcome you with open arms and always a pleasure to have you here. Also, right across the border here in Ridgefield, also a beautiful theater, the Ridgefield Playhouse in Connecticut. You're going to be there on April 11th. Yeah, that's a Thursday night. And then I'm thrilled to say you are on April 13th at Levon Helm Studios in Woodstock.
So, rest in peace.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah, that place. Oops, go ahead.
Same kind of feeling.
What
Simple
was?
venue, sound, the whole deal. It's awesome.
Yeah, the acoustics there. I remember seeing you there a couple of times, but when you're just sitting there with your guitar, I just feel like I'm sitting in your living room with you, and it's just so intimate. The sound is so perfect in there with the wood, and it's always a great night. And I'm bringing my daughter along, and I'm going to introduce you to her, so I'm really excited to see you at Levon Helm Studios. You also have a bunch of other shows coming up. People should check out jormakaukonen.com as well as hottuna.com. And Hot Tuna, you guys, acoustic Hot Tuna, starting to tour in July. You got quite a few dates coming up there. And again, you'll be in the Hudson Valley on July 20th on the one-day festival, the first annual, hopefully what will be an annual festival, Larry Campbell, Teresa William July Jam Festival. It's always a great time seeing you guys together. It doesn't get better than you guys, I tell you that. What a team.
It's like, mentioned, it's like coming home. It's going to be awesome.
It is. And, I'm so happy that Larry and Teresa are doing this festival. And they're just the most genuine and just kindest people, and they got a new CD coming out in a few weeks. So they're going to be coming here on the show in just a few weeks. And it's pretty awesome. Yeah. Jorma, what else you got cooking? What else you want to say to us all?
Larry T, before we move on here just a little bit, because I just heard two of their songs on some online thing that Vanessa was listening to.
Mm-hmm.
I can hardly wait to get this album because it sounds. I mean, they're always awesome. But
yeah, no, it's always quality. When anything that Larry touches is brilliant. I mean, he's just one of a kind. Everything he touches is just so amazing. And I can't wait to have this new album come out too. It's, I think, just a few weeks away. And then your album on Record Store Day, April 20th, One More Lifetime. How wonderful with your buddy John Hurlbut. So you're playing a lot locally, right there where you live, Vanessa's shop. You practice every day, Jorma?
I'm glad you asked that. The answer is I should, but because I've got gigs coming up next month, not just screwing around watching TV with a guitar in my lap. I actually practice for almost 2 hours a day. I couldn't believe it myself.
Wow. So you're picking out some old songs, new songs, everything in between? Going to treat us to any of this new music that's coming out on the 20th?
That's John Hurlbut's that stuff. I don't sing any of that. That's all. I just back Johnny up. But we are getting ready to go on the road, and I should have these dates, but I don't. It's on the website. But, however, songwriter, but I've been writing songs for a long time. I have 3 new songs playing on the upcoming tour. Not enough for an album, but, if you don't play them out, you'll never really own them. So, and maybe I'll have 4 by the time I head out your guys' way.
Oh, nice. Hey, that's an EP, man. That's an EP. So it's almost there, so that's really cool. Yeah, we look forward to that. Jorma, when I talk with you, I kind of end our time together by reading one of your posts that you blog. May I do that again, please?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is from, quote, Yorma's birthday, Saturday, December 23, 2023. Quote, Vanessa asked me, what does it feel like to be 83? At this point in my life, that's a complex question. I am aware of the changes in my body that age inflicts. I'm not happy about some of them, but all things considered, I am doing better than many. My 50s, 60s, and 70s were still flights of youthful fancy looking back from the hillside today. Being 80 sometimes requires that one accepts the fact that life is no longer an endless stream of seasons. This is neither morbid or depressing to me because this memory of seasons affirms the fact that God has treated me and continues to treat me with a gentle hand. There are things that I can no longer do as well. My body is still moderately well-functioning collective whose daily aches and pains do not define who I am or who I want to be. Again, I am blessed. The hammer of age has tapped me lightly, but so far I have been able to avoid infirmity. My dance card is still full. I have a list of occasions that I want to fulfill at some, but I am aware that the clock is running. Tick-tock. With all of these weighty mini dramas taking place on an ever more frequent timetable, I take a deep breath and my heart fills with joy. As they say in the song, you have to find joy where you can. There is still much to be found. Unquote, Jorma Kaukonen. And I just wanted to share that with listeners if they didn't read that blog on your birthday.
You know, it's I'm not being fatuous when I say this. When you read that, I really write that.
Yeah. 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 That's why every time I talk to you, it's like, Jorma, are you writing another book? Because you're so good at writing. It is a gift. I mean, obviously, you've written a ton of songs, but my goodness, your writing, it's so eloquent and it's just, I don't know. I just love your writing. So I always try to, when I talk with you, and I'm lucky enough to talk with you, I just take a snippet because I hope people follow your blog and just, and they do. I mean, you've got some real great fans, obviously, and but you're just an incredible writer, Jorma. So I hope that book does happen. That second book.
At a point, and maybe I'll get off my lazy butt and actually start. Great, I'm with you.
Yeah, good. Awesome. Well, I always, like I say off air, when I wake up and I get to talk to you that day, it's like a Christmas or a holiday to me, and it's truly always an honor. It is one of my musical highlights, having met you, talking with you, and just sharing some time with you. It's our greatest gift that we can give one another. So thank you so much, Jorma, for your time here today. I look forward to seeing you in Woodstock, and everybody's looking forward to seeing you come out on tour in just a few weeks and listening to your new album. And and just thank you, man. You're the best, Jorma. You are the real deal.
Welcome, and back at you. I feel the same way.
Thank you. All right, I'll see you in like a month, and safe travels, my friend. And I love you.
Well, I look forward to meeting your daughter.
All right. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Let's take a listen to a track by Jorma. And it always takes me a minute to come down from such a beautiful conversation with him. And if you're just tuning in, or if you missed part of that conversation with the legendary Jorma Kaukonen, I'll be uploading it tonight to YouTube, as well as turning it into a podcast on Spotify and all that good stuff. And for the info on the upcoming dates, you can visit jormakaukonen.com, also hottuna.com. And let me just give you those dates again. So Jorma's doing an acoustic shows. They're coming up just in a few weeks. He starts off at City Winery in New York City from April 7th through the 9th, 3 nights at City Winery, New York City. On April 11th, he'll be in Connecticut at the Ridgefield Playhouse. April 13th at Levon Helm Studios in Woodstock. Some of those might be sold out. I don't know. And there are definitely other dates as well. So always just check out jormakaukonen.com and hottuna.com. And again, Acoustic Hot Tuna will be touring this summer and stopping right here in the Hudson Valley at Larry and Teresa's July Jam Festival, which is happening Saturday, July 20th. Tickets on sale now. You can visit Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams' website as well. And we'll be talking to them in just a few weeks and talk more about this festival. So in the meantime, a huge thank you to Jorma. And now let's listen to some more Jorma Kaukonen right here, right now on 91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Jorma Kaukonen. And by the way, I want to tell you guys that he picked out all the music I'm playing today. So I've got 5 tracks that Jorma handpicked, and this was one of the songs. This is called "What Are They Doing in Heaven Today," released in 2002 from the album called "Blue Country Heart" by Jorma Kaukonen. We also heard "Ain't in No Hurry." That was the title track from the album released in 2014. And we've got 2 more to go. And this one you guys will all know, and the next one you may too. Any diehard tuna fans is going to know all these songs, but maybe not all of you will know all of them. So this, again, all 5 tracks handpicked by Jorma today, today's guest here on Local Motion. And let's go with this one off the renowned album that we all love. Any tuna fan loves the album Burgers. Let's take a listen to this track from there. 91.3. 91.3 WVKR. The fourth release by the group Hot Tuna, called The Phosphorescent Rat. It was released in 1974. We just heard a track from the 1998 remastered version of the track called Corners Without Exits. Prior to that, we heard Hot Tuna, their legendary album, Burgers, released in 1972. Highway Song was the track we heard. And again, all five of the tracks that I played on during this last hour were picked by Jorma. Emailed, and I got a list back and said, hey, normally I just pick when he's on the show, but it's like, you know what does he want me to play? So I think I'll do that next time too. It's just kind of cool that he pulled out what he did. So I hope you guys enjoyed this past hour. If you missed or part of the show or part of the conversation with Jorma Kaukonen, I will be uploading this tonight. Please consider subscribing and giving a follow and a like to the YouTube channel as well as the Facebook page under the name LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR. And a huge thank you to Jorma Kaukonen again for being my guest today. You can visit jormakaukonen.com, hottuna.com. Jorma's got a couple of solo shows coming up starting April 7th through 9th at City Winery in New York City. April 11th, he'll be at Ridgefield Playhouse in Connecticut, and April 13th at Levon Helm Studios in Woodstock. That's all the Hudson Valley area. And then he's going beyond this area as well also. So check out jormakaukonen.com as well as hottuna.com. And don't miss Acoustic Hot Tuna touring this summer. They'll be stopping at Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams's first July Jam Festival on July 20th at Arrowwood Farms in Accord, New York. Great lineup of artists coming to that festival, and we'll be talking more about that in the days and the weeks to come, as we will be hosting Larry and Teresa here soon enough. So, yeah, so that's it. It's 4:54. You're tuned into Local Motion. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here each and every Wednesday, or just about, I should say, every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m., bringing you Local Motion. We're going to start now. We always start off the hour, even though we're not quite at the top of the hour yet. We're almost there. So let's start it and pretend that it's the top of the hour. Every hour here on Local Motion where I don't have a guest, I start off the music by paying tribute to Tony Falco from the Falcon in Marlborough. He passed away October 27th of 2021. Among the many things he left us was a really cool Spotify playlist or two. And I take that playlist, and every week in order that he uploaded the tracks, I play them. I never know. I don't look ahead. I just like, okay, where was I? And there I am. And it's just, for me, is a way of connecting with Tony and just honoring him and still listening to new music that I sometimes haven't heard or hadn't heard in a really long time. And it just gives me some time to reflect on the beautiful life of Tony Falco. And of course, the Falcon in Marlborough is his legacy, and it's what it's left for all of us music lovers here in the Hudson Valley. And it's being run beautifully by his son, Lee Falco. Lee will be my guest in April, and we're going to be talking all about Falcon and all the great things Lee has going on as well. So let's take a listen to this track from Tony Falco's playlist right here, right now on 91.3 WVKR.
She don't write and she don't call. Hell, she don't do much at all. She don't seem like she used to be. She never says that she loves me. Looks at me like I'm a fool. Always saying I'm treating her cruel. Yeah. So as I said, we just got back from a little Midwest tour. We had 11 shows in 12 days. We had 1 day off. And on that 1 day off, I got into a little bit of trouble. You see, that Sunday night, I met a beautiful girl, and we kind of broke into a pool. we took some picnic benches. We put the picnic benches so we could hop the fence to get into the pool. But turned out there were surveillance cameras on the pool. You see, we didn't think so because it's only a town of about 1,100, you know. And I guess this is my confession to them because we were on the way back. It turned out that she rode home with us and is here in New York, sitting in the front row. And on the way home, she got a call Monday afternoon, and this guy answered and was like, "Hello, is this Ali DeZerka?" And she said, "Yes, it is." And he said his name was Chief whatever of the Schulzberg Police Department. Last Sunday, there was a surveillance video of 2 teenagers breaking into the pool. Do you have any idea who that could be? And you know, if I had gotten the call, I would have been like, I have no idea. I don't swim. I was in a different town, man. I'm from New York, you know. But she just said, "Oh yeah, that was me and Dylan Doyle," you know. So, I'm a wanted man in Schulzberg, Wisconsin.
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. I keep trying, but it's not working. So that's an actual CD. Yep, remember those things? CD. So something's not working on the CD, probably because I've played it a lot of times. That was Dylan Doyle, a little bit of She Don't Love Me, and also the introduction to Will You Love Me? So DylanDoyleBand.com. He's an amazing singer-songwriter, and the album was called Live at the Falcon, and Dylan will be performing at the Falcon this Friday night. You don't have to buy tickets when you go to the Falcon. Just make a reservation live at thefalcon.com or give them a call. They don't do tickets, they do donations, so it's done a little bit differently at the Falcon in Marlborough. Again, Dylan Doyle there this Friday night. He usually sells out, so if you're thinking about going, now's a really good time to just make a reservation and secure your spot at the Falcon for Dylan Doyle. Getting us started, a track from Tony Falco's playlist, the legendary John Prine from the album Bruised Orange, which was released in 1975. We heard the track That's the Way the World Goes Round. Again, from Tony Falco's playlist. Do that each and every week here. It is 5:04 p.m. You are tuned into Local Motion here on 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here most every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m., bringing you Local Motion. If this is your first time tuning in, this show is all about music of the Hudson Valley. We talk to musicians that live here, those that come here to perform, as well as those coming to record in our world-class area recording studios. My guest today, always a highlight. It really, truly, truly is. It never, ever gets old. Jorma Kaukonen, the legendary Jorma Kaukonen, was my guest during the 4 o'clock hour. Just such a beautiful conversation. If you missed that or you're just tuning in now, I'll be uploading it tonight. Please consider giving a subscription and a like and a follow to LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR on YouTube, as well as the Facebook page. And I'll be uploading the conversation with Jorma, and trust me, it's worth listening to. He also picked out all 5 tracks of music that I played during the last hour, and Jorma will be performing. He's got an acoustic solo tour coming up beginning in New York City at City Winery, April 7th through 9th. He'll be at Ridgefield Playhouse in Connecticut on April 11th, and right here in Woodstock on April 13th at Levon Helm Studios. He's also got other shows in addition to that. All info is available at jormakaukonen.com, as well as hottuna.com. And you don't want to miss Acoustic Hot Tuna coming this summer, and they'll be right here at the hopefully first annual Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams July Jam Festival, which is happening on Saturday, July 20th at Arrowwood Farms in Accord. So lots of good stuff happening there. And let's take a listen. This is a beautiful duet. Let's take a listen, and I'll tell you where these folks will be performing later on this month. Jay Unger and Molly Mason here on 91.3 WVKR.
mystery and truth, or tales of wax and gold. All in all, the story is yours. When the day is done, you'll never be alone. A mother's love is like the burning sun, and I'm with you all the way. Counted every tear, every holler and scrub. It shook the walls of every concert hall. Then you fell from the bow into my loving arms. You share blood, we share one heart, and I'm with you all the way. Yeah, I'm with you all the way. When the day is done, you'll never be alone. A mother's love is like the burning sun.
91.3 WVKR. Tracy Bonham, the release called Wax and Gold. That was the title track from this release that came out in 2015. TracyBonham.com. Beautiful track, beautiful album. It's one of my favorite of hers. Tracy Bonham is going to be celebrating her birthday and doing a very special show this Saturday night at the Local in Saugerties. Not sure if tickets are still available, but you can visit thelocalsaugerties.com for Tracy Bonham this Saturday night. And again, she is celebrating her birthday, so I'm sure it's going to be a pretty special show. Great lineup, as always, coming to the Local in Saugerties. Last week, my guest here on the show was Danny Melnick, who is the co-owner of the Local, along with Isabel Sofer. They opened up this extraordinary venue, seats just over 100 people, and it opened in September. And I think he said they held about 35 shows thus far, and the lineup is just so incredible. Danny comes more from a jazz background, and Isabel from world music, and together they formed this business partnership and opened up the Local, and it's just a really special place. If you haven't been there yet, check out the localsaugerties.com and perhaps check out Tracy Bonham this Saturday night at the Local. Tickets available, thelocalsaugerties.com. We also heard Jay Unger and Molly Mason, The Lover's Waltz, released back in 1997. They are extraordinary together and are playing a show in Pine Plains at the beautiful Stissing Center on March 23. So just 10 more days and you can go to the Stissing Center in Pine Plains to catch Jay Unger and Molly Mason. The next two performers, the next two artists that we're playing are going to be at the Bardavon and at UPAC. Some big shows coming up there. Let's take a listen to this one here, right now on 91.3 WVKR, Mr. Pat Metheny. 91.3 WVKR, the Decemberists. First new song they've released in 6 years. You just heard it right here on WVKR, Burial Ground. Just released last month by the Decemberists, who will be performing in Kingston at UPAC, also known as Ulster Performing Arts Center, on April 30th. I believe there are still tickets available. You can find them at bardavon.org. Again, the Decemberists, April 30th in Kingston at UPAC. We also heard Pat Metheny, his latest album called Dreambox, released last year, 2023. We heard the track called The Waves Are Not the Ocean. 20 Grammys is what Pat Metheny has won over his lengthy career. I believe it's 5 decades at this point. Legendary Pat Metheny will be playing here in Poughkeepsie a month from today on April 13th. I know they had this low ticket alert. You can check out bardavon.org to see if tickets are still available for the legendary Pat Metheny at Bardavon. Again, that's going to be Saturday, April 13th. So some great lineups coming to the Bardavon and UPAC, and you can visit all those shows, see what's going on at bardavon.org. It's 5:25. You're tuned into LocalMotion. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, and we're going to play 2 tracks from this lovely performer because I just adore her. If you're not familiar with her, I'll tell you a little bit more about her. But first, let's take a listen to this extraordinary talent that in the world knows as Gail Ann Dorsey here on 91.3.
Take it's true. And in this time, I need my worries to be gone. And your hand in mine so I can carry on. Ooh. You better watch your step, you'll be hurting me if you decide to fly without me. Be my angel, baby, won't you? Be my angel, baby. There's a beautiful reflection, there's a whispering of light, a sonic sensuality and waves of second sight. But first of all, the first thing that you need to know for sure is how I want to be the one you're living for. Ooh. You better watch your step. How can I be free if you decide to fly without me? Be my angel, baby, won't you? Be my angel, baby. Be my love, my one and only, my angel. Be my angel. Do, 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 do. Be my angel, baby, won't you? Be my angel, baby, won't you? Take my hand and lead me on. Take my hand, yeah. Oh, can we walk together? Yeah. Be my angel, baby. Take my hand, lead me on. Take my hand, lead me on. Take my hand, lead me on. Take my angel, baby. Want you, baby.
Oh, yeah. 91.3 WVKR. The incredibly talented Gail Ann Dorsey off her solo record came out in 2003 called I Used to Be. We heard two tracks. We heard Take Me to Your Love, and we also heard Be My Angel. This is a 10-track release, and it's just extraordinary. Gail is, we're lucky enough to have her here in the Hudson Valley. She lives here, although she spends a lot of time all over the world touring with such greats as Lenny Kravitz. She was David Bowie's longtime bass player, Pink, Tears for Fears. Oh my gosh. So many people. And she's just simply extraordinary as a human and as an artist. You could look her up if you're not familiar with her. Gail Ann Dorsey. Again, this is a solo release that came out in 2003. I always like to read the Chinese proverb on the back of this CD. It says, quote, "If we don't change the direction we are headed, we will end up where we are going." Unquote. Gail Ann Dorsey is making a little appearance at Colony in Woodstock Thursday, March 21st, which is next Thursday, a week from tomorrow, with a group called Blueberry. Tickets available, colonywoodstock.com. it should be something pretty cool. It looks like it's interesting, a little different, unique, and I like that. Blueberry with Gail Ann Dorsey at Colony a week from tomorrow, March 21st. Tickets at colonywoodstock.com. And let's give some love to Mr. Mark Marshall from Kingston. This track is called 62, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it after we take a listen right here, right now on 91.3. 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. David Barron, City of Nerves, off the album The ARP 2500, which is everything he did on this album is all, it says, quote, the ARP 2500 was the only sound source. I sequenced one or two patches at a time and then built the compositions in layers. A lot of the audio effects were created through the use of pedals. The reverberation came from the Bricasti EMT 240 plate. Now, this is a lot of tech geek stuff, but there's people out there that love this stuff. David Barron, the release called the ARP 2500. City of Nerves was the track. David Barron has a studio called Sun Mountain, and many legendary people have recorded there, including the Lumineers. Shania Twain, Pink was there. Shawn Mendes he's worked with, and a whole bunch of great people. I definitely have to get him booked sometime this year. Again, I always love to have him on every year and see what David Barron's been up to. He's an extraordinary producer, engineer, recording engineer, and also musician himself. So davidbarronmusic.com. Check him out. And we heard from Mark Marshall, who is a Hudson Valley resident who did something really cool. In January, he turned 62. And he was born in 1962. And apparently he got this crazy idea. What if he made an album of 62 songs? Hey, why not? So he's been putting touches on it, and it's like there, 62 songs. It's so beautiful. It was released on his birthday, which was January 21st of this year. There's pop songs, rock songs, quirky little songs, long and short. 21 tracks plus a boatload more is what he says. MarkMarshallMusic.com. I love this idea. I'd never heard of it before. We heard the track 62 by Mark Marshall. What we're going to do now, Dr. J's in the house. Would you like a few extra minutes today? You'll be ready in like 10 minutes? Yeah, okay, great. So I usually leave at 6, but I'm going to finish up a little early today. And over the years that I've been here, I used to just have like a 1-hour show, and I've always taken a few minutes of his time. So I think it's time to give some time back to Dr. J with Irie Grooves. So definitely stay tuned for that. He's here each and every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. So what we'll do now is musical happenings. We do this at the end of each show in alphabetical order of some of our area venues in the hopes that you go out and support live music and our wonderful world-class venues here in the area with some amazing musicians that are coming here. So let's take a dive into this and see what we've got. I'll start off with the Bardavon and UPAC, bardavon.org. April 13th, that's tonight. Wanda Sykes at UPAC. Oh, no, that's not tonight. It's March. Oh, my goodness. Let's start over. Bardavon, April 13th, Wanda Sykes at UPAC. April 13th at the Bardavon, Pat Metheny. April 14th, Old Crow Medicine Show. And April 30th, the Decemberists. Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, also at bearsvilletheater.com. March 30, Masters of the Telecaster. Uncle Chief in Brewster, tickets and info at unclechief.com. Tonight, Petey Hop and the Jackrabbits. Thursday, Brewster's Millions. Friday, Nate Lucas All-Stars. Saturday, Joy Brown. Sunday, Brazilian Jazz Brunch with Alex Kautz. City Winery in the Hudson Valley and citywinery.com. March 16, Don Jovi. March 21st, Singer-Songwriter Lounge hosted by Annalise and Ryan. Colony in Woodstock, also colonywoodstock.com. Tonight, the Backburners. Thursday, Rose and the Bros. And Viv and Riley. Friday, the Dublin City Ramblers. Saturday, Jamie McLean Band with Claire Maloney and the Great Adventure. Sunday, AJ Lee and Blue Summit. And every Monday is an open mic at Colony in Woodstock. The Falcon in Marlborough and live at thefalcon.com. Tonight, Connor Kennedy and One Star. Thursday, Analog Jazz Orchestra. Friday, Dylan Doyle. Saturday, Deadgrass. And Sunday, County held tribute to the Pogues. Fisher Center at Bard College and fishercenter.bard.edu. April 6 and 7, Beethoven's Sixth and the Rite of Spring with the orchestra now. Howland Chamber Music Circle at Howland Cultural Center in Beacon. Tickets and info at howlandmusic.org. March 24, Brazil Guitar Duo. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown and jazzforumarts.org. Friday and Saturday, March 15 and 16, 2 shows each night featuring Tierney Sutton and Tamir Hendelman. The Local in Saugerties. Tickets and info at thelocalsaugerties.com. Friday, March 15th, Psychedelic Chanson. March 16th, Tracy Bonham's Birthday Bash. March 19, astronomer Bob Berman in conversation. The Stissing Center in Pine Plains, also at thestissingcenter.org. March 23, Jay Unger and Molly Mason. Tarrytown Music Hall in Tarrytown, also tarrytownmusichall.org. March 15th through 17th, the Rivertown Dance Academy Festival. March 22, Kathy Griffin. Second to last, Town Crier in Beacon and towncrier.com. Every Thursday, open mic. Friday on the Salon stage, Beacon Songsmiths. On the main stage on Friday, Sharky and the Sparks. Saturday on the main stage, The Best of the 70s by Dizzy Fish and the Uptown Horns. Sunday brunch with Eric Puente, Jazz Quartet, and Sunday evening, the Jeremiahs at Town Crier. Last but not least, Saratoga Jazz Festival at Saratoga Performing Arts Center, June 29 and 30th, featuring Lake Street Dive, Samara Joy, Nora Jones, Terrence Blanchard, Stanley Clark, and many, many more. Tickets available now at SPAC.org. Going to go out with a track by the legendary John Sebastian. And when this is over, you'll have Dr. J on. I am not going to be here next week, but I will be back 2 weeks from today with, guess who? The legendary John Sebastian. That's right. He's going to be show number 398 here. John Sebastian. Cannot wait. Chris Smither in 3 weeks. Larry and Teresa in 4 weeks. Coming up, so keep it tuned, and please consider subscribing and giving a like to the Local Motion Facebook page, as well as follow on the YouTube channel. A huge thank you. It's the honor, just such an honor, to have hosted legendary Jorma Kaukonen on the show today. If you missed that interview, it'll be uploaded tonight as well as turned into a podcast. So wherever you do your streaming, just follow Local Motion, and same thing with the YouTube channel. Huge thank you to Jorma Kaukonen, and check out jormakaukonen.com and hottuna.com. Now I leave you with this, a song I just adore by John Sebastian, who will be joining us in 2 weeks. Until next time, I wish you peace.